Well, returning now to our top story, Tuesday could bring new legal action against former IMF director Dominique Strauss-Kahn. A journalist is expected to file a criminal complaint with French prosecutors that alleges attempted rape. Let's get more now from legal expert Pierre Hourcade. He joins us from Paris. Please explain for our international viewers the legal procedure now in France once a complaint like this has been lodged.
Yeah, good morning, Fenula. Well, in France, we got a so-called juge d'instruction, who is a district attorney who is going to review the charges if this young French woman filed charges, and he or she is going to decide whether to file charges or dismiss those charges, just like a district attorney in the United States would do.
And we now are hearing about a counter-sue by Dominique Strauss-Kahn. This development coming today, Monday, which is July 4th, Independence Day in the US, a public holiday. And yet his attorneys are filing in France a counter-allegation. What do we know about that? And can these two cases then proceed in parallel?
Yes, they can go both hand in hand, and it's pretty much French legal strategy to counter-sue for that kind of charges. Dominique Strauss-Kahn saying that she illegally is illegally denouncing him, in fact, and illegally filing charges against him.
In theory, could this be settled out of court?
I'm sorry?
Could this be settled out of court?
Not likely. Either the juge d'instruction, the French district attorney, is going to file or to dismiss. There is no such negotiation that it can happen in the US legal system in France.
The statute of limitations being in France, this alleged incident happened back in 2003.
Yeah, there is a 10-year statute of limitations for rape matters, so 2003, so we're in the ballpark in terms of deadlines.
Do we know likely what the Strauss-Kahn defense strategy would be here, or at least the counter-suing part of its strategy?
Well, we can assume the same kind of strategy, maybe deny the facts. This French woman has been on French TV a few years ago, and she described that night, that afternoon where she met Dominique Strauss-Kahn for an interview, and she described to the French media at the time being attacked, and well, that was her and him only in the same room, pretty much as in New York in that hotel room. So we can assume that he's going to deny the facts and say basically she was just interviewing me, and that's it.
And any sense of the timeline here for this, and what are the possible sentences?
Timeline for the French matter, we could assume, you know, within a month, a juge d'instruction is going to be interested with that matter, and maybe a couple of months. I mean, by the end of the summer, we may know more about the French procedure. And what was the other part of your question?
About the timeline, and what if this young lady is successful would be the possible sentence that this would carry, and at what point is it forbidden in France actually to continue to speak about the case? Is it like America, where one can talk throughout the proceedings and publish what happens not only in court but talk to witnesses, etc.?
Well, there is no gag order in France regarding talking about the case, but we do have in France, just like in the United States, the presumption of innocence. So Dominique Strauss-Kahn is going to be presumed innocent in France regarding those charges, and the judge, the district attorney, the French juge d'instruction, might require some part of the press not to disclose elements, but the French press is free, and so we can expect to have information through the media.
Pierre Hourcade in Paris, thank you very much for joining us. Thailand.